Hi FlossTube, welcome back. My name is Robin and this is my channel, Lady Robins, and I also am on Instagram under the same name, Lady Robins. You can find me all over the place. This is a channel about cross stitch, so I hope that's what you're here for because that's what I'm going to talk about. All right, this is my FlossTube number 33. And today is Tuesday. It is May 26th. And for those of you that are returning subscribers, thank you for coming back. I am happy to have a little bit of time with you. And if you have just found me, welcome. I'm thrilled you're here and I hope you get inspired, you find some stitchy things that excite you, and you just have a little fun with me tonight while we're talking about cross stitch. Okay, it is almost 7 p.m. Normally I film more towards the afternoon in the morning and I usually have a mug of coffee. It's post dinner. I need a beverage. I'm just having a Mike's. I hope you guys can find yourself a comforting beverage and grab your stitching and we'll just have a little time together. Okay, that hits the spot. All right, just start you off with a little life updates because I can, why not? We finally got out to my parents' cabin this weekend. I've told you since December they had a break-in and the front door was kicked in, and we've had 2x4 nailed across the front of the cabin. Classy, right? Well, we got out to the cabin this weekend and my husband and my son, they got the old door pulled out, the new door put in, so we're all safe and secure out there. And it was nice to have a little time at the cabin. We have cable out there, we have Wi-Fi out there, but we turn it off during the winter and we didn't have Wi-Fi, and it was great. It forced us to do our own thing, communicate, not communicate, read if we wanted to. I found my reading jive finally. It's been so long. So we had a nice relaxing weekend, and I feel like I'm a day late because I am, because we had no telecommuting happened yesterday because everybody had the day off for Memorial Day, as it should be. So I'm filming a day late, I'm uploading a day late, just the way it is. Speaking of uploading and being a day late, I've got some good stitchy progress on 3 pieces to show you, which will be fun. I can't wait to show those off to you. However, that's all I stitched on. I only stitched on 3 things. I didn't follow any of the Facebook groups, the, Enchanted Stitching or any of those. I just concentrated on Maynia. I can't believe this is the last week of Maynia. And even though I only started 4 things now, I've thoroughly enjoyed my take on Maynia. I was thinking, because I now will have 4 new starts because of Maynia, I think next week I'm going to do a whip parade, because I'm wondering what's buried itself in my bookcase that I haven't touched in a while, and because I haven't been digging through my whips following any of the stitching challenge groups, I'm not quite sure what's in there. And I do have a number of things that I know I haven't touched in months and months. So anyway, next week I think I'm going to do a whip parade for you. I hope that will be of interest to you. I'm interested. Because I did not look at all at the 24 hours of a cross stick for May. I just doing Maynia, and that's all I did. I didn't fill in any of the challenge things, but I'm looking forward to kind of getting back into that rotation. So I need to see what I've got that'll plug into all these holes, and we can talk about that next week. My plans for this week are just to stitch on my my Maynia Starts and get as much progress on those. Plus, I've got a piece, a patriotic piece that I want to keep working on. So those are kind of my plans. I kind of did that out of order, but that's okay. We don't care, right? Make up your own order, do your own thing, right? Okay, so my Maynia start last week was from the Scarlet House. I did Autumn Alphabet, and I am doing this on a 40 count linen with 1/1, and so that's as far as I got. I got lots of good border going, and I got the pumpkin started, so I'm pretty happy with how far I got going on that guy. I don't stitch on 40 count very often, and I hardly ever only stitch with a single strand of floss, so it took a little bit of time for me to kind of get rolling with making those teeny tiny stitches, because, you know, they're that big. And it was, you know, it's a different motion. It's not a different motion, but the stitches aren't as long. You don't have two strands that, you know, I do a lot of railroading. Have you ever heard that term? So when you put your needle down, you put it between the two strands, and that way they lay parallel to each other. In case you've never heard of railroading, that's what it is. So I usually stitch with two strands of floss. So like I said, I do a lot of railroading, and I stitch in hand, so it goes pretty fast for me, the railroading, because it's just part of my, you know, my sewing method. Anyway, it was really interesting, like I said, to be stitching with only one strand of floss and not have to think about railroading and is my floss parallel, you know, are the two strands parallel. So this worked up surprisingly quick. I think I started this on, well, I know I started it on Monday because that's what I was doing for Maynia, right? I started it on Monday, and I think I stitched on it Monday and Tuesday for sure. Maybe even a little bit on Wednesday. But after I kind of finished this part, I was ready to not stitch in that beautiful rusty orange color. I was kind of ready for something different. So I kind of thought, well, Memorial Day is coming up, and there's so many people for Maynia that are stitching patriotic things, that I broke out my Stone Street Stitchworks Fireworks on the 4th. And my goal was to finish the firework, and I got it done. Now, this I stitched and stitched and stitched and stitched on. Oh gosh, I think I stitched on that at least 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think I stitched it in on 4 days, but I really wanted to complete the firework, and I did. So this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. I can't decide on the pattern on the bottom. It says, you know, 4th of July. And a number of people that I follow on FlossTube and on Instagram have said they're not going to put the 4th of July across the bottom, because then they can display it all year long. Which I kind of like that idea, but I also like, you know, the words. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to put those on there or not. If you have an opinion, let me know. Leave me a comment. I'd be thrilled to know what you think. Oh, and I have to apologize to Denise, who made my beautiful project bag. Her company is called Goose Design. Last week's FlossTube, I called it Duck Goose. Sorry, Denise. Some days your brain thinks you're saying the right thing and your mouth says something different. I don't know what happened. But on this piece, just so you know, this is a 32 count linen, so I am using 2 strands of floss 2/2, and this is the R&R linen, and it is apple butter. So in case you were curious, yeah, I think it looks really nice. I sometimes, when I'm stitching it, I get a little worried that the white, there isn't enough contrast between the white thread and the apple butter. I think it's okay though. I think it's fine. There's enough red and blue that I don't have to worry about the white all that much. So that was the other thing that I stitched and stitched and stitched on, and that feels so good to have made so much progress on that. And then the third thing that I stitched on this week, I have been yakking about the Stitching Book Club's latest SAL, which is based on the book The Secret Garden, and that's what I chose for my 4th Maynia start. I was going to start the hands-on design cranberry Christmas ornaments, and I really want to do those. They're going to be coming up quick. I think I'm going to start those in Jolly July, which I'm hearing about. So you start Christmas themed pieces in July, and then you work like crazy so they're ready for Christmas. So I'm gonna get there, but I wanted to start well, I knew I was going to start the Secret Garden, and I just could not talk myself into 2 new starts this week. That just wasn't going to work for me. So I started the Secret Garden, and I'm looking for the, it's got to be down here somewhere, right? It's got to be here. Oh, here it is. Is that right? Is that it? Oh, for Pete's sake. Sorry, guys. Oh, here it is. Okay, so that is part 1 of 4. And so I just have the barest of a start. I started this yesterday evening at about, I don't know, about 7. So I didn't get tons done, but there you can see I've got the done, and then I'm just starting on the S in Secret. So I am super excited about this. I just think that part of the pattern, gorgeous, right? Isn't that pretty? I'm looking forward to getting a little more work done on that tonight. That's what I'm gonna stitch on while I'm watching a little TV and relaxing. Those are the 3 things I stitched on. I do not have 100 pieces to show you this week. I just concentrated on those. I enjoyed my stitching. It was really super fun. And yeah, I think I'm going to spend a lot of time working on the Secret Garden, and then the other thing I want to get caught up on is get a few more of the black work pieces done on the Peppermint Purple SAL that's free on Facebook. If you haven't heard of it, go check them out. It's super lovely. They release a little block every week. There'll be 52 of them when the year is over. So I'm only on like block 8. I'm a little behind. I think they're on block 19 right now. But that's okay. You know, I'll get there. It's not a problem. I'm not upset. Outside my window, I'm seeing birds fly by. I gotta tell you, the worst thing that just happened, we have a hanging basket by our front door, and two little chickadees, you know, the cutest little things you've ever seen, built a nest in the hanging basket. And we have been, you know, peeking at these cute little baby chicks. You know, you can see the little beaks, and their eyes are closed, and oh my gosh, there's 5 of them stuffed in there. I don't know how they're making it. And I said to my husband, oh my gosh, I would love it if I could get a picture of all these baby birds in the hanging basket. And I said, I think their eyes open today. And I said, you know, it's kind of hard because the hanging basket is right behind where the window opens, and the screen is there. And I said, do you think we could take the screen off and I could get a picture? And he's like, yeah, I think I could do that for you. I could take the screen off. So we opened the window. All of the baby birds, there are 5 of them in there, squirted out of the hanging basket. I mean, it was like that can, you know, with the spring in it, and the snakes jump out of the can. We scared the birds out of the basket. So then, of course, you know, like 2 goobers, we go outside and we're trying to catch them. We can't catch them. And then we've got 3 crows that are in the neighborhood, and they're like, woohoo, dinner's on. And I'm out there trying to shoo the crows away so they don't get the baby birds. Oh, you guys, I feel so bad about these little itty bitty birds. They were so cute. Darn it. I hope some of them survive. We have a number of neighbors that have cats, and I keep seeing out my window there's one cat. It's all gray, and he's just patrolling over there, and I think he knows that the baby birds are down. Ugh. Dagger through the heart, right? I feel so terrible. I didn't mean to scare them. I just wanted one picture. Note to self. Leave the wildlife alone, Robin. Leave it alone. Let it do its thing. Darn it. Ugh. Can you believe it? Just the worst. All right. You guys, I don't have any haul. I don't have any downloaded PDF things. I don't have any flosses that came in. I just have 3 things I stitched on. I've made some plans. That's it. It's a short one tonight. I appreciate you stopping in. I'm trying to think. What FlossTubers did I watch this week? I watched, it's a new one to me. I watched Little Yellow House Crafts. And she has, I think the one I watched was number 48. So she's been doing this for a while, and I just ran across her, and boy, she was lovely. She has beautiful stitching. So if you're looking for somebody to watch on FlossTube, go check her out. I thought her stuff was great. Niecy Lynn has a new one out in the last few days. Anna the Stitch Roadie has a new one. I just watched Becca's interview with Annie the Joyfilled Stitcher. That was delightful. There's lots of good FlossTube out there. So I hope you guys are having a good beginning of your week. I hope you had a really, really nice long weekend. You were able to spend time with family and friends if your state allows that. So I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna tell you, I hope you stitch happy. I hope everything's good in your world, and cross your fingers those baby birds survive. All right, you guys, I will see you next week. You guys take care. Okay, bye.